So why aren't the vaccinated able to see trouble when it's right in front of their face? What's making them choose the side of evil and even advocate for their own demise?
Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale.
Our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior.
In a groundbreaking study from the International Journal of Vaccine Theory, Practice, and Research, researchers uncovered troubling evidence of advanced nanotechnology in Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines. Under high magnification, they observed artificial entities that self-assemble into complex structures, such as carbon nanotube filaments and three-dimensional structures. These findings suggest that the vaccines contain sophisticated nanotechnology capable of interacting with biological systems. The presence of such technology raises alarming questions about its potential use for controlling or monitoring individuals on a cellular level. These entities might not just be passive components, but could play a role in influence or manipulating biological functions and human behavior. If you'd like to read the full study, the link to this article will be in the description. So why aren't the vaccinated able to see trouble when it's right in front of their face? So what's making them choose the side of evil and even advocate for their own demise? This isn't just about ignorance, it's the vaccine, and it stripped them of their ability to tell between fact and fiction. This isn't just another conspiracy theory. The vaccinated being turned into robots through nanotechnology programmed to hate the wrong people and ideas. Been programmed to hate what's good and love what's evil despite their own personal experience and reality. And by the end of this video, you'll never question why liberals are unable to see the truth again, and you'll be glad you didn't take that jab.
So the present plan and the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses such as flu or rhinoviruses, and we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses, and we're quite confident that this will be a very successful approach.
Now we see the creation of a new massive class of useless people. As computers become better and better in more and more fields, there is a distinct possibility that computers will outperform us in most tasks and will make humans redundant. And then the big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games.
All right, you caught that, right? So Harari's vision of a class of useless people is much more than just a dystopian dream. It's more of a glimpse into what could be unfolding right now, but how does that tie into the vaccine you've been told to take?
You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
Yuval Noah Harari is a historian and a professor known for his provocative ideas into the future of humanity. His book Sapiens has been praised by many, including Barack Obama, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates. Harari's declaration that free will is dead is much more than just a bold statement. It's a glimpse into a reality that's actually being constructed. Imagine living in a reality where your choices aren't really your own. Could the vaccine be a tool and a key player in this grand scheme?
And colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
The push for vaccine mandates is a critical part of this agenda. If your ability to access essential services depends on compliance, you're not really making the choice. That's where this next clip comes in.
But you don't have a choice. People act like you have a choice. Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population.
Bill Gates emphasizes and makes very clear that you don't have a choice in getting vaccinated. This exact directive reveals a much deeper motive for control. But how does this fit with Harari's vision?
Especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is maybe the most important development of the 21st century, is this ability to hack human beings, to go under the skin, collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves. This, I believe, is maybe the most important event of the 21st century. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to, but in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. The really big thing is hacking human beings. To hack human beings, you need a lot of biological knowledge, a lot of computing power, and especially a lot of data. If you have enough data about me, and enough computing power and biological knowledge, you can hack my body, my brain, my life. You can reach a point when you know me better than I know myself. And once you reach that point, and we are very close to that point, then democracy, the free market as we have, and actually all political systems, also authoritarian regimes, we have no idea what happens once you pass that point.
Harari's concept that humans are hackable animals suggests that technology like vaccines could be used to manipulate us. What if the vaccine was designed to be just that, a mechanism for control?
You have a lovely passage where you say, looking at the world today, God seems to be making a comeback, but this is a mirage. God is dead. It just takes a while to get rid of the body.
I don't think life has any meaning. So in that sense, it's not a strong counter-argument. I know that many religions and philosophies have based the meaning of life on death and what happens after death, but I think these are all fictional stories that people have invented through history. They are not the truth. You know, the whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
Harari's blatant mockery of God points to a broader agenda to underline spiritual beliefs. Could the vaccine be part of a plan to weaken our spiritual resistance and make us more controllable?
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior. Excuse me, on the left over here, we have individuals who are religious fundamentalists, religious fanatics, and this is the expression, RT-PCR, real-time PCR, expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalist, not particularly religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another evidence that supports our hypothesis for the development of this approach.
What you see here is by spreading this virus, we're going to eliminate individuals from donning on a bomb vest and going into a market and blowing up the market.
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior.
As far as I've always been concerned, vaccines have been administered for health reasons. But Bill Gates talks about using vaccines to alter behavior. This actually fits with Harari's vision of a controlled population. Is there a direct connection between the vaccine and the manipulation of our beliefs?
Here we have two brain scans. These are fMRIs. These are two different individuals with different levels of expression of VMAT2. On top is an individual who's a religious fanatic, an individual, and we've repeated this numerous times, that has high levels of VMAT2. Now, this individual down here who had low levels of the VMAT2 gene, this individual would self-describe as not particularly religious. In each case, these individuals were read a religious text. This individual lit up the right middle frontal gyrus, shown here, and that's a part of the brain that's associated with theory of mind. It's a part of the brain that has to do with intents and beliefs and desires. In contrast, in marked contrast, here's an individual who would not particularly self-describe as religious, and when they're read a religious text, what you see is that this part of the brain called the anterior insula lights up. This is a part of the brain that's associated with disgust or displeasure on hearing something. The virus would immunize against this VMAT2 gene, and that would have the effect that you see here, which is it's essentially to turn a fanatic into a normal person.
MRI brain scans reveals that vaccines might have an impact on our beliefs. Now, if this is true, could this be a deliberate effort to reshape our spiritual and ideology landscapes?
Yeah, so the name of this project is FunVax, which is the vaccine for religious fundamentalism.
And you have a proposal already?
The proposal has just been submitted, and I think that the data that I have shown you today would support the development of this project, and we think it has great promise.
The FunVax project was designed to target religious fundamentalism through vaccines. This aligns with Harari's vision and Gates' strategy, suggesting a clear agenda to manipulate belief systems.
How would you suggest that this is going to be dispersed? Aerosol?
Well, so the present plan and the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses such as flu or rhinoviruses, and we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses, and we're quite confident that this will be a very successful approach.
The use of a respiratory virus to administer vaccines shows how deeply embedded this agenda is. It's a methodological approach to ensure widespread control. Are we witnessing the fulfillment of a plan to fundamentally change humanity?
Hey everyone, this year I'm doing a series of public discussions on the future of the internet and society and some of the big issues around that. And today I'm here with Yuval Noah Harari, a great historian and best-selling author of a number of books. His first book, Sapiens, a brief history of humankind, kind of chronicled and did an analysis going from the early days of hunter-gatherer society to now how our civilization is organized. And your next two books, the Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow, and 21 Lessons for the 21st Century, actually tackle important issues of technology and the future.
Zuckerberg's praise for Harari shows the endorsement of these ideas by tech elites. This isn't just speculation, though. This is part of a broader acceptance and implementation of this agenda.
The other book that I really enjoyed, a book by an Israeli author, Yuval Harari, called Sapiens. And it's a sweeping history of the human race from 40,000 feet. And part of what makes it so interesting and provocative is that because it's such a condensed, sweeping history, it talks about some core things that have allowed us to build this extraordinary civilization that we take for granted but weren't a given. And it gives you a sense of perspective in how briefly we've been on this earth, how short things like agriculture and science have been around, and why it makes sense for us to not take them for granted.
Barack Obama's endorsement of Harari is symbolic and a hint at a deeper coordinated effort among global leaders to implement these ideas. Is this part of a larger plan to reshape our world? What we've uncovered in this video reveals a disturbing agenda. The vaccine was not just a health measure, but a tool for control. By disconnecting the world from their spiritual beliefs and free will, a new world order is being created. Understanding these connecting details is crucial for maintaining your freedom. Stay vigilant, question everything, and seek truth. Comment your thoughts and let me know what you think. Are you vaccinated and still able to see the truth? Or do you know someone who's vaccinated and completely unable to see the truth? Let me know in the comments, all right? Let's talk about it. I'll see you on the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this that challenges the narrative.